What is it that you would want the community to really take hold of from this conversation?
I think two things. 1 in 5 children meet criteria for a mental health diagnosis. So that's likely very high for adults as well. So you're not alone. You may feel that way. Give yourselves permission to talk about it with at least one safe person. And most importantly, that you're walking amongst wounded healers. We're all wounded healers.
Yeah.
So be gentle with yourselves.
And then one more question. I know y'all tired of my questions.
So while you're talking about questions, can you let the audience know that they can ask?
Yes. Oh, yes. Anyone who has any questions on this particular topic of any kind, especially while we have our expert therapist in the building, please do feel free to ask. If you have questions after the broadcast on Facebook, you can either Facebook message me or email me, and I will get that question to the appropriate person that will be able to give you a resource or some support.
Ask away. Ask away while we're here.
Yes, while we have the honorable, she's not going to like that I called her this, Christina Gonzalez.
I have to say, too, ladies, that Michelle Jones said we must wear a constant front. It takes courage to be us.
Yes, good. That's good. Thank you, Michelle. Hey, Michelle. So, how can family members be a better support to folks who are struggling or navigating their depression?
Let me tell y'all something. So I think I posted it on one of my Facebook pages. There's this tweet, and I'm going to say this specifically to Black women. There's this tweet that says, if you've only seen the Black women in your life be strong, it's because you haven't given them the space to be fragile.
Ooh.
Yes, it chills down my spine.
Yes. That's good.
Say that again. Say that one more time.
If you've only seen the Black women in your life be strong, it's because you haven't given them the space to be fragile. We need our space, y'all. We need our space. Yeah. And so family members need to step up. When you see somebody struggling, don't tell them to be strong. Don't tell them you're being dramatic.
Dramatic. I was going to say that one.
I was dramatic my whole life. And I am a little dramatic.
Well, yeah,
right. But yeah, give us our space. We need our space. Support your family members. Stop telling them to be strong. Stop telling them to get over it. Stop telling them they'll be fine. Give them authentic support. Listen to them. Because a lot of us aren't listened to.
Right on, Tiff. Thank you. Thank you for that. That's good. Oh, that's good. Wow, that was powerful.
Yeah,
it's really good. That's right.
Wow. What do you think, Christina?
I love what Tiffany said. I say get educated. Do it. Don't get too steeped in Google. One other resource that might not be on the resource is the Crisis Connection, 612-379-6363. If you're feeling really dark and really alone, I've dialed it as a professional and as a human. It's a remarkable number to call it 24 hours a day.
The number again,
612-379-6363. I want to say real quickly, I went through a really hard time not long ago, and I went to the doctor, and everyone's probably familiar with the questions they ask. It's typically called a PHQ-9. It's a screener for depression. It's the quickest, fastest screener, and I answered them all as if I was the perfect picture of health. And then the doctor came in, who I didn't know super well, and I started to talk about it, and she pulled out my PHQ-9, and she was like, but this doesn't align with what you're saying. I said, I'm not going to put that out on paper. I'm like, I do this for a living. I ain't going to answer your PHQ-9 on my file. So, but she said to me, okay, we'll just then answer it off the record. Now give me your numbers. And she said, okay, if it doesn't get better, you're going to need to come back. And I need to see you back in a few months. If you don't, get a little healthier, put on some weight. Tessa wasn't talking to me here, not this size. Eat healthier, put on some weight, and get some help. Get back in with your therapist. And I respect that doctor to be able to do that off the record. And so if you don't find the right doctor, you don't find the right therapist, try again. Yeah. And hit us up, because I have some really good questions to ask therapists before you even have to step in the room. You can say, I'd like to have a call with you. I got some questions. Yeah. What experience do you have working with women of color? What experience do you have working with trauma? How do you feel about people that hurt others that have also been hurt? Right? Because we're imperfect and we're going to bring our ugly, right? What experience? So if you're even thinking, I want to get a little extra support, what questions do I ask? And who are some folks in community that I can trust and help seek with, we have resources for you.
Right on.
That's
Thank you
good.
for that. That
Yeah.
is really good.
That's
That is really good.
Good.
I know that one of the things that I was talking to a few people this week was about the therapists, right? And some girls in high school were saying that, you know, that they wanted help before, but they were afraid that they wouldn't find a woman who looked like them.
Yeah.
So, and then they were like, and then if it's a woman that looks like me, because there's so many of us, you know, they're always booked, or, you know, would they always be booked? So if we can begin to pull together, I mean, because there's a lot of us out there that really are out there who care about us, and who may be different. Like, I think the other thing was going the Western way versus the authentic cultural way.
Yep.
So if we could begin to just even pull together a list, starting here, and if people out there know of some people, that would be cool too, to be able to kind of spread the love, and ensure that if kids or girls or young men want information on those who look like them, that they have those options as well.
Absolutely. I will say that if you, again, plug our YouTube channel, Let's Unpack, sponsored by the Hope Foundation. We'll have some resources there. Intentionally, I put some resources on there that possess quality therapists of color, both male and female, in the Twin Cities areas, as well as some partnerships with some folks who have supports for families who can also help with people that look like you as well. So
and I want to give a plug. Well, that's sometimes not possible, right?
Yeah.
So we have those resources, and be clear with whoever you're in front of in the helping profession.
Exactly.
If it's a case manager at the county, if it's a doctor, just talk about, this is where we're divided, and this is what I need from you. I'm not telling you to be the teacher, and I'm not telling you to educate in your identity and your race. What I'm saying is lean into some of those conversations too, because your first place might not be a person that has similar lived experience as you, racially, ethnically, socioeconomically, and be real clear about what you need. I had a therapist tell me once, "Mom, I love you. You got to have your mama move out the house." And I said, "Don't ever fucking say that to me again."
Right.
My parents were raised with their parents in their damn house. My husband, no, that's not another. My mama ain't going till she gets pushed, like rolled out. So no, don't ever say that again to me.
I put my hand over there.
You knew what I was about to say. I was like, seriously, I'm a Lebanese child married to a Mexican man. I'm Arab. My husband's Mexican. You don't. No. No,
that's not our culture.
We don't. We don't have our parents dip.
I appreciate you saying that, because I personally have a therapist. He's not. He first of all, he's male and he's white. So you do have to do what's best for you.
Yes.
And so there are resources. Do interview. I interview my therapist, and I was taught that by this young lady right here. So
you got to interview him.
Yeah, you got to interview him.
I just want to reiterate, I also have a white woman as my therapist,
Tiffany.
and she understands how important my blackness is.
Yes.
And the space that I need as a black woman.
That's
and
beautiful.
she's very conscious about how she works with me.
I love
and so,
that.
you might not find someone who looks like you, but as long as they can work with you, that's all that matters.
That's right.
I want to. We're gonna do last thought. Say my last thought is I recently watched. I'm addicted to Iyanla Vanzant. You guys know this. Oh, she's amazing. If you see this, Iyanla, I would love to be your I work for free.
For real.
I love you.
Someone put that on the page, y'all. Put it on the
Somebody
page.
tag Iyanla. But I was recently watching an interview she did with Oprah Winfrey recently, where she talked about women and people owning that I'm the strongest, I'm the strong one in the family, and how when we take on that role, we're actually making folks in our families thieves, because we're allowing them to have that control over us and kind of dictate what we're supposed to do. And while they're doing that, they can't focus on what they're supposed to be doing. So don't make your family members thieves. Seek out your own supports, okay? And use your family as a support and support one another. That is my last thought. Thank you, guys.
I like it. Oh, wow. Okay. So my family came over from Lebanon, and one day I was making food with my auntie not long ago, and I knew what I was doing and I'd never made this homemade bread, but my body knew what to do, and my psyche knew what to do, and that was a beautiful thing, that I got to make food. But our bodies and our psyches also carry the wounds and traumas of those that have come before us, our foremothers and our forefathers. And so we have family of choice, and we have family of origin and wrap yourselves around all of them so that you have the support that you need.
Yeah, absolutely. Amen. Right on.
I'm going to jump back to the socialization, and my mom was like the epitome of the strong Black woman.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever remember seeing her cry.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember her being upset with us,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't ever remember her ever seeing her break down or be in a funk.
Yeah.
Really. And so that is how I try to live my life. And I see a lot of Black women try to live their lives that way. And stop.
All right.
That's my final thought. Is just stop.
Right on, too. Right on, too.
Right on.
Wow. Right. Right.
Because that's so true. I'm done with that scene.
Yeah. Hello?
My final thought would be that I'm very excited about the Let's Unpack series that we will be doing. I just went through a cohort with Dr. Joy Lewis. I see that she's on, and I'm so excited. But it was about radical self-care, and she gave us all that space to just be and to process through some of these things. And so all of us are in a healthier place because of it. Yes, we are all still working on it, but like you said, like being able for others to hold space for us to process. We don't have to be the strong Black woman. We are superwoman, yes we are, but we don't have to always be her. And so I thank Jatan for this concept and the opportunity to go live, which is to me, it's so much more different than a recorded show because people have access to an amazing actual therapist to ask questions in real time. And so Jatan thinking of this concept to actually do this on air is simply amazing. So I'm just excited to be a part of her vision. You guys are going to see a lot more coming from Jatan and these women that we are here with today. So join us on Sundays at 2:30. We're going to be here unpacking a whole bunch of bullshit that we done grew up with.
I want to come back.
In real time, authentically. So we will be looking for more guests to have some real conversations about us and our community and wanting us to get better. So I'm excited. Jatan, can you just take us on home from here?
Again, I'm going to take this opportunity to plug our YouTube channel. Let's Unpack, hosted by the Hope Foundation. We are also sponsored by Project Diva. And I want to give everybody a special thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate these guys. You guys, with some of the things you guys don't know behind the scenes, I've been stalking these people. Trying to make this come to pass, making sure that it's actually something that would be beneficial to our community, because something I don't like to do is waste my time. And so obviously I would not want to waste anyone else's time, but this is a topic that we don't often discuss in our communities, and it needs to be authentic. Often we go to workshops and people talk at us and nobody's ever really asking the important questions. So stay tuned.